Welcome back to another recent video game pickup video. This is the February edition, and February saw the release of some really good games, and I managed to pick up quite a lot of retro games as well, so there's quite a batch here. So I'll just jump right into it. The first game I picked up was Legend for the Super Nintendo. This is an beat 'em up game for up to 2 players, and it's really good actually when you play 2 players. It's a bit like Golden Axe, you know, pretty basic stuff. You got 2 buff guys with weapons that you can choose to play as, and you slay bandits and monsters and stuff, and you can use magic attacks if you pick up enough, you know, magic power-ups. It's a pretty good game. It's nothing out of the ordinary, but it's a nice find, and I just had to add it to my collection. All right. I also picked up a game for the Sega Game Gear, and I don't have a lot of games for the Sega Game Gear, so usually when I see a game or two for the Sega Game Gear for cheap, I usually try to buy them. And this particular game is James Pond 2, codename Robocop, and I haven't tried this one out yet, but I remember playing some James Pond games on Amiga, and I remember I was never really fond of them, but it's complete and in great shape, so I will have to try that one out later. Also picked up some cheap PS2 games. I remember the commercial for this one, or rather the trailers and the hype before the game came out. It's Run Like Hell. And it has the voice acting of Lance Henriksen, which is pretty nice. But if I remember correctly, this game kind of bombed. It was supposedly pretty bad, but I never tried it out back in the day, so I really want to try this one out, so I had to buy it cheap as well. Also picked up 7 Samurai 20XX, and it's supposedly some futuristic anime version of Akira Kurosawa's movie with the same name, The 7 Samurai. I haven't tried this one out yet, but I don't know, picked it up for cheap, so I just had to add it to my collection. Also picked up a Capcom game that I had totally missed out on, and that's Under the Skin. And I haven't tried this one out yet, but it looks kind of wacky. Seems to include a lot of old Capcom characters as well, like Jill Valentine and Nemesis from Resident Evil 3, to name a few. So I really need to try that one out. I also picked up a game for the Nintendo DS, and that's Dragon Quest Monster Joker 2. Long name. And the this is I wouldn't call it a Pokemon-esque game, but it is a game where you collect monsters and you know, fight with them, level them up, and you can fuse monsters together to get stronger monsters. And I really enjoy this game. I remember playing the first Dragon Quest Monster Joker game on the DS, which I don't have anymore since I only had the cart. And I played Dragon Quest Monster on the Game Boy Color, I think it is. And I really enjoyed these games. I like them a lot more than I like Pokemon, actually, since they have the feel of a really traditional old school Dragon Quest game, you know, JRPG. But it still has this monster collecting element, which I really enjoy. So I also bought the guide for this, but it hasn't arrived yet, because I really want to see what kind of monsters I can breed. And usually that's only the games I buy a guide for, since it's usually not hard to complete games nowadays. It's usually if you can breed something, you can see the different stats and stuff. That's nice. I buy guides for games like that, and for games I truly enjoy, of course, just to keep the guide with nice art and stuff. So really recommend this. I'm only about 2 hours in, but I'm really enjoying it. Also picked up Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning for the Xbox 360, and this was one of the big game releases of February, and I've completed it. I got all the achievements, and yeah, it's a pretty good game. It's a bit of a mixed bag, actually. I didn't care for the story one bit, and this, you know, I started up by doing all the side quests. So after I've completed like was half through the game, I couldn't stand the side missions anymore. I thought it was so tedious, and the main story didn't really interest me either. But I really like the design, and you know, it's bright and colorful, and it's got really nice creature design. Even though there weren't all that many different creatures in the game, those creatures that were in the game was really nice. They were pretty unique, and the combat system, of course, is really nice. It's like it's a bit more of an RPG version of Fable with a lot better combat controls. Well, you know, this could be the start of a new franchise, and you know, if they can improve on the things that were kind of lackluster, I think this can be a series that can rival the big ones. It was really enjoyable to play, but you know, as an sort of an open world-ish RPG, it kind of fell flat because the main mission and all the side missions were pretty tedious and boring. But I still recommend it. It was pretty fun. Also picked up Soulcalibur V. I picked up the collector's edition, but I have stashed the big box up here somewhere. And completed this and got all the achievements in it as well. You know, I suck at Soulcalibur. The only fighting games I'm usually good at is the 2D ones. You know, keep it simple, not a 3D plane or something like that. So King of Fighters and Street Fighter and Samurai Showdown, those are the games I wouldn't say I'm really awesome at them, but I'm pretty good at them, and I really enjoy them a lot. And that's the most important thing. And Soulcalibur I do enjoy, but that it's probably the only 3D fighter I truly enjoy, because it really got this I don't know, noob friendly controls and stuff like that. And well, this game was pretty lackluster. The single player campaign and everything was lacking, to say the least. But the multiplayer was really good. A real step up for the series. But you know, I can still remember playing Soulcalibur for the first time on the Dreamcast, and I was just blown away with all the, you know, different modes and unlockables and everything that was in the game. And you know, and then the fifth installment comes out, and it's pretty bare bones, which is, I don't know, maybe they'll tack on DLC to fix this, but I don't know. It was pretty nice, but I was a bit disappointed. Right, here we have The Darkness 2. This is the limited edition. I don't know if it's all that limited, to be honest. I think all the pre-orders got this. It's a metal sleeve and some DLC. But it's a really nice game. This is probably one of my favorite games that came out in February, because I really loved the first game, The Darkness. It was developed by Swedish developers Starbreeze, so of course I have to enjoy their work since I'm Swedish myself. But no, to be honest, the first game was really good. I really enjoyed it. And this one is, I don't know if I would say it's better, but it's I think the first game had better atmosphere, but this is a lot better when it comes to gameplay and the art style. But the atmosphere and the music and everything of the first game it's hard to beat. Really enjoyed this one. Completed it several times and got all the achievements in it. it was very fun, and you know, usually that's the most important thing in a game, you know, that it's very, very fun to play, which it is. Also picked up, I don't know, I don't remember if I told you guys, I think I did. The last pickup video I showed that I picked up Q-On for the PlayStation 2, the European version, that was still sealed. And I said I had an American version on the way. And this is the American version. When I got the game home, I was devastated because the first thing I got was this scratched, damaged case that looked horrible. But then I opened the game and I had a look at all the contents and the inlay, and everything was in absolute perfect condition, mint. I couldn't even find, you know, a single scratch or anything on the disc, and the manual was in tip-top shape. But the case looked very bad, so I had to change the case, and the only new PS2 game I could find to buy had a blue case. And blue cases are very common here in Europe for the PS2 games. I don't know if they're all, if you have those at all in America, but I had to settle for one, so I have a blue case, but it's mint, so now I have a nice copy. I would have loved to have a black case, so I'll see if I can get a black case later so I can switch it, but really happy to have this, and now I can play Q-On, which is the most important thing. And I've been thinking about doing a let's play of Q-On, so keep your eyes out for that. Also picked up yet another copy of Kingsfield, and this is my third copy of this game, but this is the European version, and it's really hard to get a hold of, especially in this condition. It's got a special, you know, as you know, European PlayStation cases are special. It's just not normal jewel case, CD jewel case. It's a special case, which makes them a pain in the ass to change if they're cracked or, you know, broken. And especially these early ones that has these, they have special cases. Looks like this. And Kingsfield was an early PlayStation 2 game that had this disc. Toshinden, Battle Arena Toshinden is another one. Is another one. So when I bought this, I asked the seller to please send it in, you know, package it nicely, package it, you know, so it will survive the long and arduous journey. And he didn't. He sent it wrapped in newspaper, pretty much. And when I got the package at home, I didn't really want to open it because I knew it would be crushed, but somehow it managed to come here unscathed, and it's in perfect condition. And the European version is hard to find, and it's even harder to find a copy that is, you know, is this good, in this good condition. So I'm really happy about that. Now I have all the versions of this game that I would like, except the version that is included in the Kingsfield Dark Side box edition, which I have yet to pick up, and it is also very expensive. But sometime I will try to find a way to pick that one up. Also picked up the newest installment of Blaze Blue. It's a Continuum Shift Extent, and I think this is the third Blaze Blue game I get for the Xbox 360. This is the premium edition or limited edition. It comes with the soundtrack and some art cards or something. I haven't opened it yet because I've had a whole lot of other stuff to play. So, but I really like 2D fighters, and Blaze Blue has some really nice graphics. So I really want to jump into that as soon as possible. Picked up a game for the 3DS. It's One Piece Unlimited Cruise. This is the special edition, which comes with some exclusive figure of some character from the show or game. and I must admit I haven't watched One Piece. I'm not much for anime anymore, so I haven't really seen this series. But I heard the game was supposed to be pretty good, so I bought it. I have only tried, you know, about an hour or so, and it's pretty nice. It's an adventure game, an action-adventure game set on an island, or several islands to be perfectly honest. And I think it's a port of the Wii version, I think, but don't quote me on that. But yeah, it's pretty nice, and of course it's a special edition, so I pretty much had to buy that one. Also picked up Catherine for the Xbox 360. This is the European version. People who have watched my collection videos updates before already know that I have the PlayStation 3 Premium Edition or Limited Edition as well, but I imported that from the States, since there was, you know, we didn't know that Catherine was going to be released here. So I have this Catherine with K, I think, or is this Catherine with, no, this is Catherine with a K. I got this for Xbox 360, and Catherine with a C on the PlayStation version. So that's nice. Also picked up 2 shoot-em-ups for the PlayStation Portables, and this is Star Soldier, Hudson's shoot-em-up series that originates on the PC Engine, or TurboGrafx-16, if you will. And this is not a port or anything, it's an exclusive game for the PSP. There is also a collection, Super Star Soldier collection for the PSP, which includes all the games for the PC Engine in one on one UMD. But this one is the exclusive one, and it's pretty nice. It's not the best shoot 'em up I've ever played, and I dare to say it's not the best Star Soldier game, but it is pretty nice. Also picked up Sengoku Ace Episode 3, which is a shoot 'em up as well, but instead of an airship you fly around as a samurai of sorts and kill stuff, which is nice. Also picked up a shoot 'em up for the Dreamcast. I got in a protective sleeve here because it has the spine and everything. This is Chaos Field for the Dreamcast. It's a shoot 'em up as well, and it's pretty nice. It's sort of a boss rush shoot 'em up, and it looks pretty good. Also picked up a shoot 'em up, or rather run and gun perhaps, for the Sega Saturn, and that is Assault Suit Leno 2. So you run around as a mecha and shoot shit down in Contra or Metal Slug style, which is pretty cool. Also picked up another copy of this game. This is Enchanted Arms. I wouldn't say, I don't know if it's a collector's edition. It is a pre-order edition perhaps. It's the American version. I already have the European version, but this American version pre-order one came with a little manga, I think it is, a graphic novel tie-in to the game, which was nice, and it comes in a special slipcover. So I just had to buy this. I really enjoy Enchanted Arms, this game, and it is from my favorite developer, From Software, so I just had to pick this one up. I'm actually replaying this game right now, since when I got this I just remembered, damn, that game was pretty good. And it's, you know, Enchanted Arms was the first next gen, so to speak, JRPG. So, you know, it's got a lot of well, it's more reminiscent of an PlayStation 2 game, but it is, you know, it is really good. It's got a really interesting combat system, and the story itself is not, you know, nothing to write home about. But I really enjoy the game. I don't know what it is. It must be the interesting strategic style of combat, the grid system. I really recommend this if you haven't tried this one out. Also picked up a couple of games on the cheap. Halo Anniversary Edition that I hadn't picked up yet. I haven't opened it, it's still sealed. So I don't know what to say about that, but since I have played the first Halo, I know what to expect. Also picked up the Fallout New Vegas Ultimate Edition. Since I bought the Fallout New Vegas Limited Edition when it came out, but I haven't yet, you know, had the time to play it, so it's still sealed. So instead of opening the limited edition and download all the DLC, I bought the game again for dirt cheap with all the DLC included. So when I finally want to play this game, I'll just tear this shit open and play it. Also, like most Europeans, I picked up The Lost Story for Nintendo Wii. This is the collector's edition. I haven't opened it yet because I haven't had time to play it, but I really want to do so. Since Xenoblade was such a good game, I really want to try this one out. It's got a really slick art style, and Nobuo Uematsu is has done the soundtrack, which is, you know, it's nice. My final pickup actually is Final Fantasy 13-2. This is the Crystal Edition for the Xbox 360. And the only reason I pick the Xbox 360 over the PS3 here is pretty much for the achievements and the controller. I still think the Xbox controller is the superior one. But in the case of the original 13, I got the game on both systems, but I was so disappointed with that game, so I thought I would just buy a single version to begin with. I haven't opened it yet because I'm not really all that interested to get into it right now, but I've heard it's a lot better than the first, or rather the 13th game. Yeah, we'll see. That's all the games I picked up during February, I think. Yeah, it probably is. And well, March is going to be insane. We're going to see a lot of nice releases like Armored Core 5, which I'm most looking forward to, where Mass Effect 3, what else, the new Silent Hill game and the collection. I think Tales of Graces are coming out in March. I don't remember exactly. And the follow-up to X-Blades, which is called The Blades of Time. And I know a lot of people are probably not looking forward to this, but it's a budget title, and I always pick up budget titles because, you know, they're cheap and usually they're a lot better than, you know, the price. And I didn't really mind X-Blades. It wasn't the best game ever, but it was a decent hack and slash, and I suppose this one is supposed to be even better. Anyway, I'll see you next time. Bye.